Welcome to JED's Journal Podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Now here's your host, Jim Dedelow.
Is Adrian Santos, the North Township trustee. Southern accents tonight, huh?
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Very much so.
If Trucker Mike comes out, if they let him out today and he comes out with his drone, do not let him in.
Listen, Trucker Mike, I know Trucker Mike for several years now, being the trustee. That's how I came to know Trucker Mike and just listening to him on the radio. But I want to send out good wishes to him. And now he's feeling better. I think we can smile about it because I think that, whatever episode he was going through was caught and they were able to get to him. But my thing is that he was part of the show when that distress call kind of went in. So I think that listening to you send people to the hospital, Jed. I think nobody wants to listen to you in the morning, and you get them sick, and So I know Trucker Mike is listening to this, and he's smiling and laughing, and he's probably like, every time he's come up, he's like, hey, you see Jed at any of these things? And I'm like, probably not. Or he's probably not going to be here. But right now, he's watching or listening, and he's laughing because, I don't know what is it you do to people's ears, but evidently you affect them so much that they end up going to the ER, man. And so don't talk too much today because I don't want to end up in the ER. I got a busy day today, a very Southern accent, like you said, and some things to deal with. But yeah, I'm one of those. It's the day just started and it's already busy.
Well, thank you. It was you deal with a lot of people that are in distress, that need services and that kind of thing.
We do. And one of those things are like, especially at Wicker Park during this time of the summer, we get a lot of walkers out there. And we had our senior luncheon yesterday, and I mentioned this to all the seniors in the room and anybody in general. We're in 90-degree weather. We have some extremely hot days and hot weather ahead of us. It's the summer, so I always let folks know, be cautious. You're out there, you're in your garden, or you're walking at the track, or whatever it is that you're doing outdoors, and you think, hey, I'm all right. And then you sit back and you think, like, how many glasses of water had I had today? How many glasses of water did I drink today? And you start to think, like, maybe 1 or 1.5. And then you start to get dizzy, you feel sick, and you become dehydrated and heat exhaustion. So we tell folks during this time of the year, just be, very cautious of that. And when you're not feeling good and you're out there in the sun, stop what you're doing, go inside, get some water, and get near a phone. Get somewhere where if you do feel like you're going to fall over, that you look, the carpet's coming up, that you you call help. And I'm glad, extremely happy and glad that during that conversation here with WJOB and the radio show, you all and Tom Dabberton and everything, that people were able to just hear it and realize that, hey, he's in some type of distress, and that he mentioned that he was feeling sick, that they were able to get there and get him help. So shout out to Trucker Mike. I'm happy you're doing better. Please don't come out tonight. It's going to be hot. And if you do come out, I'm going to be forced to call this gentleman here next to my left to come get you out. So don't come out. Here, enjoy the fact that here we'll have Taval there. We have our own drone, so I know Trucker Mike was always an extremely influential person with this drone. He's like, look, Adrian told me all about the drone, that you can only go so high before the I don't want to say the FCC
FAA
or F somebody.
Don't say FCC.
Okay, right.
You're not allowed to say that here. Okay.
Okay, yeah, right. So one of the F's out there, and he would say, hey, I got the clearance, to fly my drone up, and he was always out there for cruise nights and all our events. So, hey, I'm happy you're feeling better, Trucker Mike. Look forward to seeing you back out there. But just remember, to other folks that are out there, if you're at our park or if you're outdoors and it's extremely hot and you start to feel sick, stop. Take a moment, assess yourself, and if you think you're going to fall out or pass out, get near a phone or get near somebody so that there is that immediate help in case something happens.
You are correct about that. Yesterday, I went to my workout at 5:30 or whatever, and it was canceled. So at 6 o'clock, I was walking around Wicker Park all the way around. I could not believe how many people were out.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's 6 o'clock, people. It was crowded, like it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like when it gets over there. And I was sitting there thinking about that. I go, yeah, it's a kind of mostly older people at that hour. You know what I mean? And I'm like, God, I wonder if there's any, what are the, are there incidents out there, and are people taking care of themselves? Because it was already hot.
Well, those people that are starting that early, like yourself, it's a smart thing. It's a smart thing to start early in the morning and later in the evening or later in the late afternoons, because the sun is not beaming down on you so hard. So that's why you tend to see those numbers high early in the morning and later in the afternoon, because the sun isn't so high. But we have people that are out there walking like when the sun is blaring and beaming. And I can tell you this, that I've been there while I've seen several people. I've seen several now in this position and being at Wicker so much that fall out. And just pass out, whether it's heat exhaustion or not enough water. This is the time that we see those things, especially because people are trying to get healthy. They're out there walking the track, and some don't realize they didn't have enough water today. And it can be as simple as that, not having enough water and you not having the energy and falling out. So, when you get out there, stay hydrated. Carry your bottled water, have a phone or some type of way where you can communicate with others in case you do feel sick. But we tell folks there at the park all the time. Every once in a while, we set up a little booth right before you walk in, or right before you pull in past the dog park, and we hand out banana, water, to folks that are walking, just, educating some folks that are out there with the good intentions of losing weight and getting healthy, but at the same time, telling them be very cautious of, the extreme heat and when you're out there, because very simple. You won't even realize that you're having an episode, and you can fall out, and if there's nowhere near you or by you, you can be there for a while. So we try to educate folks and kids. We got kids out there want to run, all day. And when it's 100 degrees and you're running all day, yes, that takes a toll on your body. And no different than a kid sitting in a hot car, that I tell folks, hey, that's how important that is, that you stay hydrated. Sometimes when you don't feel good, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing, because there's a reason. Your body's telling you that, hey, there's something going on. Stop, get near a phone or get near someone where you can have the accessibility in case you fall out, or if you need an emergency, or the paramedics that somebody can call. But once again, Trucker Mike, hey, I'm glad you're feeling good. Look forward to seeing you back out. But most importantly, get well before you come out, because we have a busy summer and we want to see you out there. So,
well put for an EC guy. If you want to hear more, we're going to end this segment of my time here, and then we're going to go to the North Township Trustees Show. If you want your own show, get a hold of Adriana at WJOB1230.com. She handles that, and a couple of other PNW students. And we can do your show and talk about your unit of government or your business or whatever. I'm going to be back with a little segment, and I'll be doing the Weezer podcast. It's Jim Weezer's podcast. And then I'll follow that up, and I'll be recording the Mastering Local Marketing podcast. If you're in business at all in the region, just look it up, Mastering Local Marketing. It has Matt Hansen from PNW right behind us. He and I do a podcast about some of the things we've learned over the years about how to basically market with the least amount of money, and especially using the internet and social media. I want to say thank you also to Trucker Mike for having the wherewithal to call somebody. He happened to call Dabberton on the air, and he was having an episode. Dave from Gary and MX getting out there in just very short order, and then Paul Goddard kind of quarterbacking the whole thing, and he had already talked to the EMS and listening to the radio and letting us know when the ambulance was going to get there and so forth. Trucker Mike's doing better today, and he's going to be, like he called in and said it himself, he's going to be seen by a specialist here at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sure that he's pretty open about his situations, and he'll let us know. But I will echo that with what Adrian has to say, is that was glad it went down, and they got to him, and that he had his phone and he was able to call. But I walk Wicker Park every couple of days, if not every day, And I see some people that I saw some people that were struggling yesterday. I just want to make sure that everybody's drinking water at least and has a phone on them, because it was hot yesterday at 6:30 in the morning, and there were some folks that were going a little too fast and a little too hard. All right, I'm going to get out of the way. They're going to take over the studio. That's how it works here. And I'll be back with you a little bit later on the voice and face of the region.
You've been listening to JED's Journal podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Thank you for listening.